Hi everyone, my name is Kat and thanks so much for joining this short yoga practice to celebrate Lunasa. Lunasa or Lammas is the traditional celebration of the first harvest, and it's also the halfway point between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. It's a time of celebration and joy and a time to reap the benefits of all of the hard work we've been putting in over the last few months. So in today's yoga practice, we're going to be looking to find some feel-good postures, hopefully with some fun, slightly joyful twists. And we are looking to move the body in ways that feel pleasurable, and we find free movement as we let go of judgment and expectations. This is also a really fantastic time for practicing gratitude and to reflect on all of the wonderful accomplishments and achievements that we've experienced over the last few months. When you're ready, grab your mat and let's begin. Okay, hi everyone, welcome to your Lughnasadh or Lammas yoga practice. Just a reminder that today's practice is about enjoying the fruits of your harvest, that opening to harvest season where we are really looking to indulge in some of the benefits of our practice today. So all those movements that feel good, maybe a little appreciation to ourselves for all the hard work we've done over the last few months, over the last spring and summer seasons. And whether that's physically, emotionally, energetically, just really feeling a sense of gratitude for everything that you've accomplished, regardless of what that looks like today in your yoga practice. So we're actually going to start today in a tabletop position. So wrists under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to inhale, extend the spine into cow pose, lifting the chin, lifting the chest, let the belly drop down, tailbone reach up. And as we exhale, round the spine into cat. And for a lot of us, this can feel good. You might want to stay with this, or you could start to move the hips a little bit more side to side as you undulate the spine. Just be sure to switch directions if you're taking this variation. Or you might want to bring your hands forwards a little bit and start to add the extension and the flexion into the hips as well. And it's probably not going to be a super deep pose, but just moving into postures that feel good as you notice anywhere that feels tense. And just stay connected to the breath. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves back to a tabletop position. Kick the right shin to the right as you bring your left foot back, left heel down. Reach your left arm up into a side plank. And I know, side plank, you're not thinking, wow, I love side plank. But if we add the movement in, it can start to feel like a really juicy release through the waist, through the obliques, and also through the hip flexors. So there's an option now to inhale, reach the left arm forwards, really deep stretch all the way from the heel to the fingertips. And then as you exhale, maybe trace those left fingertips towards the floor with the option to drop the right sit bone towards the right heel so you sink down. Then as you inhale, it's a big circle, big sunshine circle as you reach the arm up and over, press the hips forwards. And then as you exhale, drop the hips back. One more time, inhale. Do and try to enjoy this movement, and exhale, release. Inhale to reach, back to side plank, and then exhale into your tabletop position. Inhale, maybe you want to take a little extension, and exhale. Maybe you want to round. Inhale through neutral, then bring your right toes to the back of the mat, kick your left shin to the left, right heel down, right arm up. Find your side plank, find that space through the spine. Then inhale, reach those right fingertips towards the front of the room. And exhale, drop the hips down as you trace a circle with the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, up, reach, big sun circle, and exhale, hips low. One more time, inhale, exhale, inhale to reach, nice big stretch, and then exhale. Bring yourself back through center, pinwheel back through center. Maybe you want to inhale, extend the spine, and exhale, round. Inhale, either from a tabletop position, or if you prefer, you can do this from a downward facing dog. We're going to find some nice mobility in that right hip. So lift the right leg up and back. Maybe you find a little bit of extension here, a little bit of heat working, or you could just find some circles through the hip, through the ankle, or as I said, you can do this from a downward facing dog, which actually allows you to not only build a little bit more heat, but actually also to work a little bit deeper into the stretch of those hip flexors. So take whichever variation works for you. Remember, it's about feeling good today, not about specific shapes in the body. Then when you're ready, inhale, right leg up and back. And then as you exhale, either from down dog or tabletop, step your right foot between your hands. You can use your hands to help you. Untuck your left toes. And then as we inhale, lift into a low lunge. Reach those arms up. Exhale. Now, if you have any low back pain, stay as you are. Otherwise, as you inhale, reach. And then as you exhale, big circle with that left hand down and around towards the left thigh, left calf, or left ankle. So it can be a little bit of a back bend, but we want to make sure we're keeping the pressure out of the lower spine as the right arm reaches up and over. Maybe gaze up, or maybe you want to turn your gaze down towards the outer left side of your yoga mat. As we inhale, bring your right arm through center and then tuck those back toes under as you draw a big circle with that left arm up and over into warrior two. So now turn your gaze towards the middle finger of your right hand. Sink low, don't worry, we won't be here too long. Inhale, straighten through the right leg, turn both toes out towards the front corners or the wide corners of your mat. And as you exhale, we'll sink low into a goddess squat. And you could do a little bit of side to side motion here. Make sure your knees are tracking in the same direction as your toes, and then wrap your fingers towards the inner edges of your thighs, wrap your thumbs towards the outer edges. And be dramatic here, drop that right shoulder forward as that left shoulder, left elbow reaches up, twisting. Inhale through center and then exhale to the opposite side. You can use those hands to help press the thighs open, sink the hips low, weight into the heels. Inhale back through center, rise up, tall spine, and then as you exhale, fold forward. Now you can either keep the hands to the waist or bring the hands to the floor, shoulder width apart in line with your feet. We're going to take a nice inhalation here, tall spine. And then as we exhale, bring the crown of the head maybe slightly deeper towards the floor. Maybe you want to bring your hands back so the heels of the hands are working in line with the heels of the feet. And you can start to shift the weight forwards, shift the weight back. Inhales, head up. And then when you're ready, turn your right toes towards the front of the room. I'll mirror you here. And we're going to move into a pyramid pose here. So you could always keep the hands to the waist, you could bring the hands to the blocks, or you could frame both hands to either side of the right foot as you look down towards your right big toe. Maybe you press that back heel down, or maybe that back heel stays lifted. Just a nice tall spine. And then you have the option to come up to standing. If you have any low back pain, this transition can be a little bit intense for some. But otherwise, bring your right hand to your right shin, and then as you inhale, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling for triangle pose. Extended triangle, feel the length through the right side waist. Left fingertips reach, or left hand around towards your sacrum or your inner right thigh. Gaze can continue to be up, or you could look down towards your right big toe. Now this is already quite a tricky balance, so you're welcome to stay with this. But if you wanted to move into the half moon with the bind, look down towards your right big toe, bend your knee enough that you can plant your hand to the floor as you lift your back left leg up towards the ceiling. Breathing in. As we exhale, see if you could land lightly into what is now going to become a reverse warrior. You can keep the bind if you'd like, reaching your right arm up and over. Then as we inhale, come back through center into warrior two. And then as you exhale, pinwheel both hands down to either side of the right foot. Now just for funsies, if you'd like to, you could move into a three-legged dog, or you could take a little, make sure I'm not going to kick anything, little pop of that back leg into a handstand, into Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing and downward facing. That vinyasa is totally optional. Otherwise, maybe you just want to work with a three-legged dog and then back to down dog, or if you did on the other side, back to tabletop. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale fully. All of that on the other side now. So we're going to inhale, lift the left leg up and back. And again, from tabletop or down dog, do what you did on the other side. Maybe you want to circle the hip, Circle the ankle. It's less about the shape of the postures today. We're not looking to get anything specific from the body, just joy, okay? So just joy in movement. Inhale, left leg up and back, and then as you exhale from three-legged dog or tabletop, step your left foot between your hands. Take a breath in. We're gonna reach both arms up and stay with this. Again, if you did on the other side, stay with this. Let me turn again so you can see. Or bring your right hand down towards your right thigh, left arm up and over, and you could stay relatively close towards the thigh, or it might feel nice to reach a little bit deeper into that back bend, reaching the hand towards the calf, ankle, gaze up or gaze down. Make sure there's no pressure in your low back as you do this. As we inhale, we're going to come back through center, bring your left arm out, and then pinwheel that back arm up, down and around, and see if you can lift up into warrior two. Turn towards the middle finger of your left hand, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale, bring both toes in, and then as we exhale, we're going to move back into that goddess squat. We're going to do a little bit different this time. So you could do exactly the same that we did on the other side, sinking low, or bring the hands to the floor, sink the weight down into the heels. We're going to walk the right hand in front of the left and bring the palms of the hands to the floor as the fingers face each other. From there, you can lift the heels up over the toes as you sink the hips low. Oops, for spider's pose. Keep sinking low. And either keep the heels as they are or rest as you switch the hands. So the left hand is now in front of the right. Keep sinking the hips low, feel the strength in the legs. And then straighten through those legs, heels to the floor, release your arms down. Now once again, you could bring the hands wide, or this time you could walk your hands over towards the right calf, right shin, chin towards shin. Walk back through center and then over towards the left side, chin to shin. Inhale through center. Nice tall flat back. Turn your left toes now towards the front of the mat. Pick up your right heel and move into pyramid pose. So you could press that heel down, or maybe just keep it lifted, hands to the floor on either side of the left foot or to the waist. Now remember that this transition can cause pressure in your low back, so always come up to standing first if you're worried. Otherwise, left hand comes to the left thigh or left shin, right arm up towards the ceiling, triangle pose, and you could stay with the arm extended, or right hand to your low back or your left inner thigh. Spiral the chest open. And then stay with this, or look down to your left big toe. Bring your left hand just to the outside of your left foot, slightly forwards. Lift your right leg up for bound half moon. Now, of course, you can always release that arm. Otherwise, we're going to transition into reverse warrior. So inhale, exhale, see if you can land lightly through those back toes. As your left arm comes up and over, you keep sinking low into the left thigh. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, plant those hands down. And once again, you could lift through three-legged dog, three-legged tabletop, or lead with that left leg. Move into a little hop, handstand, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Take a breath in. And then as we exhale, we're just going to move down onto our bellies. So knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And from here, we're going to move into a, I actually don't know the name of this, bow tie arms, shoelace arms, or shoelace arm, I should say. So we're going to keep the left arm up nice and long out in front, and then we're going to slide the right arm underneath. So we come down onto right ear, right shoulder. We keep a little bit of pressure through that left hand, or you could tent the fingers of the left hand as we find that beautiful stretch. Then bring your left palm underneath your left shoulder. Bring yourself all the way back. You can make a little pillow with your head to your hands. And then straighten your right arm out in front. Slide your left arm underneath your right. Stay flat to the palm or lift the center of the right palm up. Inhale back through center and then make a little pillow with your hands. Resting down. And then from here, we're going to make our way onto our backs. So you could just turn around and come to lay down on your back, or if you want to come up to child's pose and sit back over your heels, you could do that as well. And we're going to bring ourselves into happy baby. Of course, happy baby. Soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Take hold of the outsides of the feet or the ankles. And maybe today we let ourselves rock slightly from side to side. And hopefully through today's practice, you found some nice movements that maybe do incorporate a little bit of joy, a little bit of fun, without too much expectation. And that's what this season is all about. It's about reaping the benefits of all of the hard work we've done. And that doesn't necessarily look how society tells us it's going to look, okay? There's often this expectation that in the summer we'll suddenly work out more, we'll accomplish all of our goals. Sometimes it means just being more present for those around us, for showing up for family, showing up for friends. Maybe it means actually taking time for stillness, reflection. Or maybe for you it does mean working out a little bit harder, feeling a bit stronger, being a bit more courageous in your practice. But regardless of what it is you're harvesting, what benefits you're feeling, really let that sense of gratitude wash over you right now for everything you've done over the last few months. When you're ready, hug your knees in, give them a little squeeze in towards your chest, and then relax down into your Savasana. Now you could bring your legs out long, or maybe in a little bit nice sensation, you could bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees draw open to the side, rest one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or take whichever position allows you to rest fully. And as we approach this last stretch of summer, before the days start to draw in again, and the cooler days, the darker days start to return, it's really important that all of that effort, all of that work, all of that energy was not expended for nothing. And so however you spent your energy, it's really important that you spend some time, maybe with family, with friends, but to just enjoy it. Give yourself permission to find joy, to find pleasure in these last few moments of summer. Because you deserve it, with all of the effort, all of the energy you've poured in to different elements of your life. Now is the time for celebration. I would strongly encourage you to stay resting or meditating for a little bit longer. It would be really lovely if you could finish off your practice with a bit of reflection about how you've spent your energy throughout the summer, building up even through the spring and from the new year, and to feel gratitude for where you've come and where you've arrived over the last few weeks. And try to steer clear of all the physical expectations that are often placed on us, but think deep, dig deep into all of the work you've put in, and feel a sense of gratitude for showing up to yourself day after day after day. Maybe you'd also like to use this time to reflect on how you can bring in a bit more joy after all of the hard work you've done. Thank you all so much for joining me, wishing you a wonderful Lunasa and the rest of your summer season. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.